Kenya is the country that has the most difficult political environment to operate as a police officer, political and constitutional. On one hand, the police are extremely constricted on what they can do and not do when it comes to managing public and making sure there is law and order. On the other hand, you have a population and particularly political leadership that is very belligerent in terms of supporting the work of the National Police Service and the police officers. So in this very difficult environment, the police are caught between a rock and a hard place. And in the circumstances, the police officers have made a decision whether they will side with their country or they will allow irresponsible political actors to spoil the country. Your Excellency, these police officers, having for the short period of time I've served in this ministry, and having visited them in the northern part of the country, the Kerio Valley region, where maintaining law and order, and different parts of this country, you realize that despite the difficult challenges, economic situation, facilities that they have, they are the most patriotic lot in providing law and order in our country. And Mr. President, if you hear the people who are speaking now about we want to come to the streets, we want to do mandamano and so forth, Your Excellency, you wonder what is the exact reason. You look at the reasons that have been provided. There have been situations where, unfortunately, in the course of this providing law and order, one or two unfortunate incidents have happened, and the law has been able to take its course. But you will find that despite that process, you will find people who are looking for every reason to come to street and to cause mayhem and to stop people's businesses. And then the police officers are sitting every day simulating how they will be able to stop these people. In the ministry, we are ready to meet the families of those who unfortunately, Your Excellency, suffered as a result, lost their children as a result of these political acts. Your Excellency, it doesn't matter what happened. From a human perspective, we are ready to meet their families, have a conversation with them, and see what else we can do to support them. Your Excellency, our doors are open. And I am sure even your door is open, and the door of the IG is open for us to meet with those families. We want to ask those political scavengers to keep off and allow those families to visit us and let us have a conversation with them to see how best we are going to help them to move forward. I thought I should raise this statement here because sports is supposed to unite this country, and our police have succeeded. They've just won the Premier League the other day. They don't deserve to have, after winning the Premier League, these men and women don't deserve tomorrow to wear helmets and go and run in the streets. They deserve to celebrate, Your Excellency, in an environment of peace. And that's why I thought I should be able to say this. Otherwise, we are ready and we are prepared to make sure that our country is safe. Your Excellency, the most unfortunate scenario happened last year at around this time on 25th of June. And in that situation, Parliament was invaded. I have spoken to ambassadors from other countries when they come visit, and I've said this. In UK, for example, if any person just tweeted or posted a post on any social media to say they will be visiting Buckingham Palace, or they will go to 10 Downing Street, or they will be going to Parliament, Your Excellency, nobody will wait for them to come to the street. They will be picked from their own houses, and they will be charged. I have lived and studied in the US. I have even attempted to visit White House because there are days they are allowed to visit. If a citizen of America, in any state, however far from the Washington, D.C. is, was to write in their social media that let us go and invade White House, Your Excellency, the Secret Service would pick them from their homes. It is only in Kenya where a citizen will say they will invade Parliament, they will invade the judiciary, they will visit State House, and they still walk scot-free, not charged, and even when they are taken to court, Your Excellency, they will be released on, and they are told you can just go home for free. Kenyans need to appreciate that it is important to have the discipline that these men and women have. It's important to protect your nation, and there is nothing so good than living in a country that is so peaceful that we can come here to celebrate a team that has won a cup like it has happened. And Your Excellency, we want to promise this, that these men and women will be supported from our ministry 100%, Your Excellency, to maintain law and order. And we have received a notice from some of the political actors who, Your Excellency, not just few months ago, they were standing where I'm standing. They were defending law and order. They were standing against the chaos. But Your Excellency are sitting now planning, buying machetes and rungus, trying to distribute to young people to cause violence in town. And they want us to sit here, fold our hands, and say that that is an Article 37 of our Constitution. Your Excellency, the national police and our police officer must be ruthless in dealing with such criminals, because we want this country to be a country of law and order, not a country of chaos, so that all of us can be able to thrive in this nation. Young people in this country don't deserve to be running battles in the streets. They deserve to be playing football like this young. These are their generation. These are their colleagues. We want to give them an opportunity to grow. It is not an opportunity to be used by political actors to cause violence.
These trophies are not just trophies, but they represent the achievement of your vision. A vision where you have consistently been looking forward to talent development, and this is a testament, Your Excellency, to that vision. And as a ministry, we are very happy because the two teams make a huge contribution to the national team. As we celebrate, we are also in line with playing for the Africa Champions in August. And I know that the Harambee Stars, there will be a lot of contribution from Kenya Police Service. The best strikers that we have come from Police FC. And therefore, we are very, very proud, Your Excellency, but also looking forward to ensure that we streamline the Kenya Premier League to make sure that we have more talents that are coming up. And through the leadership of FKF, already a lot is happening, to ensure that we make the league much more stronger, but also provide more other avenues for talent development.
This has been a historic season for us. Our men's team, Kenya Police FC, clinched the FKF Premier League title for the first time in our club's history, crowning years of discipline, investment, and belief. Simultaneously, our women's team, the remarkable Kenya Police Bullets, successfully defended the FKF Women's Premier League title, showing consistency, tactical brilliance, and a winning spirit that makes them a model of women's football across Africa. These achievements are not accidents. They are a result of vision, hard work, and strategic leadership. When I look back just a few years ago, when the men's team was still competing in the National Super League, NSL, what has happened since then feels almost surreal. We came from those tough and certain days, climbed into the Kenya Premier League, fought hard to build a squad, lifted the Mozart Bet Cup. And now here we are, FKF Premier League champions.
Number 2 bill, National Assembly Bill number 26 of 2025, first reading. A bill for an act of parliament to authorize the issue of certain sums of money out of the consolidated fund and the application toward the service of the year ending on the 30th June 2025, and to appropriate those sums for certain public services and purposes. Order number 11, motion, consideration of the 4th generation revenue sharing formula for counties.
Honorable Atandi.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, I would like to move that, taking into consideration of the findings of the Budget and Appropriations Committee in its report of the consideration of the 4th basis for revenue sharing for county governments.
Honorable members, hold on, Honorable Atandi. Honorable members, like I advised the House. Order, Honorable Julius. Take your seat. Like I advised the House, whoever has any contrary view to the content of this motion and you want to overturn it, you must garner 233 members. So when it comes to voting, that is the constitutional threshold. Go on, Atandi.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, I would like to move that taking into consideration of the findings of the Budget and Appropriations Committee in its report on the consideration of the fourth basis for revenue sharing for county governments laid on the table of the House on Thursday, 19th June 2025, and pursuant to the provisions of Article 217, 1 and 4 of the Constitution, on allocation of the share of national revenue among counties, this House concurs with the Senate and approves the fourth basis for annual allocation of their share of national revenue to the county level of government for the financial years 2025, 2026, 2029 to 2030 without amendments as follows. Number one, for county equitable share below 415 billion, county allocation is equal to baseline allocation ratio of 387,425,000 plus Kenya shillings 3 billion shared equally among identified 12 counties plus 0.45 of population index plus 0.35 of equal share index plus 0.12 of poverty index plus 0.08 of geographical size index and equitable share index of 390.425 billion. Number two, for county equitable share of 415 billion and below, county allocation is equivalent to baseline allocation ratio of 387.425 billion plus 4.46 billion shared equally among the identified 12 counties plus 0.5 of population index plus 0.35 of equal share index plus 0.12 poverty index plus 0.08 geographical size index plus equitable share of 391.89 billion. Where number one, baseline allocation ratio is equal to allocation factor derived from each county's allocation for the financial year 2024-2025. Number two, the 12 identified counties are Elgeyo Marakwet, Embu, Isiolo, Kirinyaga, Laikipia, Lamu, Nyamira, Nyandarua, Samburu, Taita, Taveta, Tharaka Nithi, and Vihiga. Number three, population index is based on the 2019 Kenya population and housing census. Number four, the poverty index is based on the 2022 Kenya poverty report by the Kenya National Bureau of Statistics. And number five, geographical size is capped at 10%. Honorable Speaker, I would like to say that what we are discussing before the House is the fourth basis of revenue sharing. Since the promulgation of the new Constitution, we've had three revenue basis sharing formulas. So this is going to be the fourth one, and every 5 years, a new formula is developed where the national share of revenue allocated to counties is shared among counties. Honorable Speaker, there are many parameters that have been used in the past when considering the allocations to counties, sharing of these resources among counties. One of the prominent formulas that has been used in the past is the population formula parameter. Honorable Speaker, population has been used to decide how much money goes to each county. There are some counties that are highly populated, others that are not highly populated. The ones that are highly populated have been able to receive more allocation than the ones that have lower population. Honorable Speaker, this consideration has been a very good parameter. It is a parameter that is used in most jurisdictions, India and many other countries that are undertaking devolution, so that if the population is high, you are likely to get more resources. The reason being that if the population is very high, it means that you need more resources to be able to manage, provide services to the population. Honorable Speaker, the only challenge we have with this parameter is that, like in Kenya, for example, population census is not done very regularly. It is done after a very long time. So estimating the reality of population in a particular area is becoming a very big challenge. And we want to urge that in future we have a regular population census being conducted so that we are sure that the population we are considering resources for in counties is matched. Honorable Speaker, the other parameter which has been considered here is the land area. Honorable Speaker, land area is a very important parameter because for areas that are counties that are very large, have large land size, accessing services becomes a problem for populations. So they need to be given more resources so that they're able to provide services to populations wherever they are found. So this has been also a very important formula which has been considered when deciding the resources to counties. The other formula, the parameter which has been used, Honorable Speaker, is poverty index. Honorable Speaker, this parameter has been challenged because it is a basis for sharing resources. There are some counties that have refused to develop or even improve their poverty levels because they are sure that because that parameter is going to be used to give them more resources, they have been able to just remain poor. So we want to say, Honorable Speaker, that even though this parameter has been used here again, we want to urge that going forward, it needs to be a lesser parameter so that we can be able to urge counties to be able to improve their poverty levels. Because if poverty level is a parameter, most counties have refused to even work hard. Honorable Speaker, there are some counties that have remained poor over the years since devolution, despite pumping so many resources into those counties, because the consideration that they know that as long as we are poor, we are going to get more resources. Honorable Speaker, the other parameter is, which has also been considered, is health status of counties. And Honorable Speaker, again, resources going to counties are supposed to help in improving lives, improving services and facilities. There are some counties that have refused to graduate, in the provision of health services, even though health is devolved. They do not employ doctors, they do not build health facilities. Therefore, because they want to use this parameter to be able to continue to earn more resources in the lateral sharing of resources among counties. So, Honorable Speaker, if you look at this formula, the Budget and Appropriations Committee agrees with the formula which has been used and in the way the resources have been allocated to counties. Especially, Honorable Speaker, that there are 12 counties that are being considered for special allocation. The counties that I've just mentioned, Honorable Speaker, these counties, we realized that with the resources that they have been given in the past, they have not been able to even undertake development projects because of the size of the counties and the resources they are receiving. Under this new formula, those particular counties have been identified. There are 12, and they are going to receive a special allocation. For the case of this formula, because we have a share of allocation of 15 billion, it means that these counties are going to get more resources for development, about 4.46 billion, which is going to go to these particular 12 counties to assist them now initiate development programs in their counties. Honorable Speaker, this formula is very simple, and I want to thank the Senate for coming up with this formula. It was a very consultative process that was able to give us this formula, and I think this formula is going to ensure that even counties that have not been able to engage properly in development programs, they will now have the opportunity to do so because of the special allocations that they have been given under this formula. Honorable Speaker, with those many remarks, I would like to move and ask my able Vice Chairman to second.
Honorable Robert Bukose, Doctor.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, I stand to second. Honorable Speaker, first I want to thank the chair who led our team from the National Assembly and in discussing, and also Honorable Senator Ali Roba, who led the Senate team. Honorable Speaker, this shareable revenue formula that was forwarded to the National Assembly will go a long way in ensuring that the discussions which we had as in the mediation are able to be implemented, and each of the counties is going to benefit because when you look at this shareable revenue formula, it is based on 415 amount, which means every county is going to benefit in terms of development.